So, I want to do something very special. I know I've been away for a little while. My apologies for that. Med school has been extremely busy in these past few weeks, but it's a Saturday afternoon. I've got time, so we're going to do my top 5 EDC folding knives. But let's jump into it, okay? First off, I want to show my number 5, which is the Benchmade Mini Adamas. Love this thing. Beautiful gray textured Cerakote on the blade. Crew wear is just one of my favorite steels. And it's a really comfortable knife to hold. Thumb ramp, jimping in all the right places. It's got nice contour. This thing is just a great heavy duty knife in a small package. So I absolutely love it. It's a great, great holder for that number 5 spot. Don't necessarily EDC this all the time because it is a little bit chunkier. But when I do, it really works well for me, especially in the outdoor camping kind of yard work type scenario. So yeah, this thing is great. Can't really see myself ever getting rid of that. Number 4 is my Microtech UTX-85, specifically this model in this FDE Cerakote, full Cerakote. Now I love the UTX-85 for what it is as a UTX-85. Great snappy action, great nice contoured handle, comfortable to hold, very good compact size without being too small. What's not to love about these Microtechs, but particularly I love this colorway. I really like the earth tones, the full Cerakote matching hardware, slider, clip, blade, handle, everything. It just gives it a really cool, unique look. It's got that nice matte finish. Yeah, it's just something else. I could never get rid of this thing. It's great, and these don't come around too often, so I was really happy to snap one up. But yeah, very happy with this knife. Sits very comfortably at number 4. Not higher on the list because of course the OTFs don't necessarily have broad applicability or universal appeal, because in a lot of places you still can't carry these. So something to pay attention to. Okay, number 3 is the Reeve Vision R. This is a collaboration with designer Snex with the brand new super lock mechanism, which has this sort of cam action here that you can see in that little cutout there. Very nice, strong lock, very easy to actuate, great action, ball bearing flipper, or ball bearing, not flipper. You can flick it, so it's like a flicker with the nice cutout. You can do the middle finger flick. Yeah, this thing's great. The titanium handle looks beautiful, blue anodized with that stonewash. Nice 20 CV bead blasted blade with the cool stepped grind there, so it gives it cool dimension. Warncliffe. Yeah, this thing is fantastic. It's totally different, very unique. It's got its own flavor, its own style. Nice and slim, very classy knife. All metal, which I absolutely love as well. The clip's a little different, but I find that it works pretty well for me, actually. It has been very comfortable to carry, especially because the overall knife is super slim, so it works out quite well. I would definitely check one out if you haven't seen one or held one already. I fell in love with it as soon as I held it, and then I knew. So check out my full review if you haven't seen that already. I'll put it up there. But yeah, this thing is fantastic. Very comfortable in the number 3 spot. It's not higher, probably because I wouldn't necessarily hard use this thing too much. It's got that form a little bit more than it's got the function, maybe. 20 CV is, I think Wii runs it a little bit on the softer side, but that's okay. Still very usable. Number 4, and this is a very special one. This is a very new one, the River's Edge Cutlery Shaman. CTS 204P on the blade with that really cool desert colorway, FDE PVD coating, and the OD green scales. This thing is wonderful, not just because it looks really cool because of that awesome unique colorway, because but because it is a highly usable knife. The Shaman in general is a great model, very comfortable. They've got the awesome contoured scales. It fits in the hand beautifully. You can choke up. Nice broad blade. You can have a thicker blade stock, but have a nice thin slicey edge. It's going to cut really well. I took it camping as soon as I got it, and already used it a bunch, as you can see on the blade. I chose not to clean it off because it looks really cool. It just gives it a more broken in kind of rugged look, and I think it matches well with the colors and the overall scheme here. But if you did want to clean it off, you can use a magic eraser. Works really well. Otherwise, just soap and water should do it as well. But yeah, this thing is fantastic. Nice compression lock, The action's great. Carries really well too in jeans especially. I carried it a ton this past weekend, hiking and whatnot. It's just a substantial knife, and I feel very confident carrying it, confident that I'm going to be able to tackle any task that I really need to. So there's that guy, number 4. Now, you will see in a few minutes here why it's not number 1, because my number 1 is substantially, obviously, number 1. But this one is a contender for sure, but it didn't quite make it. So real quick, I want to just go through some honorable mentions. So first, this is competing with the Adamas for that number 5 spot, is my Smoky Mountain Knife Works M4 Desert Colorway bug out. This thing is awesome. You know, G10 on the bug out is just fantastic. If I never had a bug out, or if I had to have one bug out for the rest of my life, it would be this one, because the G10 just gives it such a more substantial feel without adding too much weight. And of course, M4 on that blade is just a great choice. Thinner blade, but you've got a tougher steel, and it's still a pretty good edge retention, so you're gonna really get a lot of good use out of this thing. Plus the colors just look awesome, especially with that black hardware as well. It kind of matches this guy, which is awesome. Love that color scheme, love those earth tones. So yeah, this guy's fantastic. Next, competing for that Shaman second spot is my Crewwear Micarta PM2. Of course, this guy is just also a showstopper. You know, I love Crewwear. You guys know that. The satin is beautiful. The Micarta is super soft. The PM2, of course, is just one of those absolute, you know, universal, amazing models that will stand the test of time for a variety of reasons. But yeah, so this was a tough one to not put at number 2. It had to be the Shaman though. That one's just too special. So there you go. And then lastly, this is just another knife that I could never get rid of because of the sheer, you know, the quality of detailed work that went into this. So this is the WE 604. The quality of work that went into this to machine these individual little dragon scales is just phenomenal. And I've not seen anything like it since this came out and since this was discontinued. So I can't ever get rid of it because it's too unique, it's too cool, and you can't find these that often. You know, they're very rare to find, especially since they were discontinued. Great action. I don't use this guy all too much, especially because it's too long to carry in Rhode Island. But yeah, love it, and I'll never get rid of it. Now, number 1, without further ado, let's show you my Chris Reeve Small Sabenza in MagnaCut Tanto blade, gold hardware with dual thumb studs, canvas micarta inlay, and my new matching lanyard. Now, mouthful, but the reason I love this thing, it's got all the bells and whistles. However, the simplicity of it being the Sabenza 31 small, it's just got a beautiful compact feel to it, but you can feel the quality just by holding it. And I don't know if it's because of the weight, like it's got a nice weight to it, but it's sturdy. It's not gonna fail me. The action's nice and broken in now. I can middle finger flick it. I can thumb it most of the time. There we go. And you can do the slow opening, whatever you want to do. It's just got that perfect, you know, the ratios are perfect. It fits super comfortably in the hand. You know, I got that nice little finger cut out there. The jimping is great. The crown spine. I mean, I've done a review on this knife. You guys know everything I love about it. But it hits that number 1 for all those reasons. In particular, also the blade steel, MagnaCut, super cool. Very tough, especially for a stainless. Good edge retention. Like I said, very stainless. I have a lot of confidence that this thing can do whatever I throw at it. And indeed, it has. You know, since I bought it. Plus that matching lanyard gives it a beautiful aesthetic, matches that nice natural canvas micarta. Yeah, I mean, I can't say enough good about this. The only thing I had a hard time was not putting this guy at number 1. And I really love this one as well because it's got that beautiful unique graphic with the hematite inlay, you know, satin polished S45 VN blade, and the matching lanyard as well. But I had to put this one there, just because I think this one is just even more versatile. This is the perfect user. And indeed it has been. I find myself grabbing it and carrying it and using it all the time, more than probably anything else. So that's why that fits my number 1 spot. But yeah, those are my top 5. let's just bring them in here so you can see all of them at once. Please leave your top 5 down in the comments below. I'm really curious to see what you guys think, or if you think I should have, you know, not had one on here for whatever reason. Like, I'm curious to hear your opinions on this. So drop your comments below and let's have a conversation about it. But as always, thanks so much for tuning in. I will be linking everything down below that I can. Obviously, I can't link the Shaman because they're gone, but everything else, I'll try to put links down there so you can check them out. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. I hope this was fun. I certainly had fun making it. I love these kinds of videos. So if you want to see more, let me know and I will do it. Okay, thanks for watching and we'll see you on the next one. Take care.